I used to think that I was afraid to be seen or to be visible. But after much reflection, I realized that it wasn't visibility in and of itself. It's what visibility felt like for me. Visibility felt unsafe. And I am going to name 4 reasons why visibility felt unsafe for me in the past. The first reason is due to being misunderstood. So I don't know if you've ever found yourself in conversation or communication with someone where it seems like you all were just not understanding you, or they weren't. It seemed like you all were just not understanding each other, or they weren't understanding you. But in the past, I have found myself in that situation more often than I would have liked to. See, I'm the type of person that I listen to what people say, but I also listen to the undertone of what they're saying, meaning I listen to what they're not saying, because I understand that sometimes people can't find the words or the language to convey or communicate exactly what it is that they're trying to communicate. And I'm like that myself sometimes. So I just automatically assume, because I have this understanding, that others that I am in communication with would have the same understanding of me and afford me this same grace. But like I said, I find myself in situations where that wasn't always the case. And it left me with the feeling of being misunderstood. And being misunderstood makes me feel defeated. And in the past, that was a real issue for me. So I strayed away from some communications. I strayed away from showing up, being seen, and sharing my thoughts and opinions on certain things, because I did not want to be misunderstood. But now, I don't really care about being misunderstood anymore. The people who get me and will understand what it is I'm trying to say without me trying to be perfect in my communication all the time. The second thing that was a visibility block for me was the fear of being projected onto, especially when I'm holding something heavy and just need to talk and let it out. So sometimes, I don't know if it's just me, if you've had this experience yourself, but I've had experiences where I would be sharing something that was heavy for me, or something that I just needed a safe place to lay. And I would have someone project onto me. Sometimes people do that when they can see themselves in whatever it is you're sharing with them. Most of the times it's not like maliciously done, or some people don't even realize they're doing it. But why this was a block for me is because there's nuance in every situation. So just because the person may have been able to see themselves in whatever it is I was sharing, them projecting onto me their internal world about what I was sharing was unhelpful, because they were missing the nuance. So yeah, you can relate to this, but my piece is a little bit different from yours. So please hold your projection. And me personally, I have done it. I have projected on the people if I was able to see myself in what they were sharing. But over the last few years, I have been intentional about doing that, about not doing that, because I understand how it cannot be helpful sometimes, especially when somebody just need a place to vent or lay down something that's heavy for them. The third thing that was a visibility block for me was, and this is more in relation to when it comes for work and not, like relational things, personal relational things. But being expected to know all the answers and show up. Like, I was tested to be in the gifted program 3 times. And I failed that test on purpose 3 times because I did not want to be seen as the smart person. I did not want to be seen as someone who knew everything. I know that's crazy, and I cheated myself out of a lot of opportunities by thinking that way, even at that young age, but that is the truth. And I carried some of that, and even into my adult spaces. Like when I became an adult, I carried that into some of my workspaces. Like I didn't want to seem too smart or too brilliant because I didn't want the responsibility of knowing all the answers. It's crazy, but that's the way I thought about some things. But I'm putting that down because I now know it's okay to be confident in what I do know. And then what I don't know, I can just say, I don't know that. Let me get back to you. Or I don't know that. Let me direct you to someone who does. The fourth thing that was a visibility block for me was showing up, sharing, and then being reduced to something that I am not. It's kind of like the first point, kind of like being misunderstood. But this one is more of, it goes beyond being misunderstood into like an identity piece. So having people define me in a way that did not resonate with me. And I don't like having to explain who I am to people. So that was a fear for me and a block to me showing up and being visible. It's kind of like being visible for me based off those 4 points. It felt like an invitation for people to decide who I was before I got to. And that can be a scary thing. And it's definitely something that kept me from being visible. But that's no longer the season I am in. I have grown past that tremendously. And I know it's okay to be misunderstood. I know it's okay to not take on the stuff that people project onto me. I know it's okay not to have all the answers. And I know it's okay for people to have the wrong perception of who I am as long as I know who I am. So, things that I am doing going forward, I am not explaining myself too much because I have to show up. I have to be visible. I am called in this season to be visible. And I'm just letting my actions do the talking. I'm not over explaining anything. I'm not over clarifying anything. If someone misreads something about me, I'm not feeling the pressure to have the perfect words and communication with people because they have a responsibility if they misunderstand something I said to ask more clarifying questions, and I will answer them because I like clear communication. But I am not going to correctly police all my words. It's just exhausting. And I'm not showing up with anything to prove anymore. I don't have to prove anything to anyone other than myself. And in this season, I'm proving to me that I can show up and I can be visible regardless of being misunderstood. So, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, I understand now that it isn't a matter of being visible. It's a matter of not performing visibility. And by that, I mean not shrinking myself, not over communicating, not over explaining, just to be seen. I can be seen still with all those things present. And I think I am going to do a series on visibility. Go deeper. Talk about the layers of visibility. I don't know yet. I think I want to because it's something that I'm really challenging myself to do in this season. So maybe I'll be back tomorrow with another video on visibility. So I think this is a good stopping point, a good place to end this video. And I'll say, if my words make you feel seen, steady, or feel like an exhale or breath of fresh air to you, then this is the reason, or one of the reasons at least, that I am committed to being visible in this season and for however long I am called to. And just to let you know before I go, my name is Latrice. Here's where I think out loud, reflect honestly, name patterns that keep us stuck. So if anything here resonates with you, feel free to take what you need and leave the rest. And I'll see you tomorrow.